What's up, guys? Today we're talking about how VA home loans and FHA loans are leading the market in affordable options amid high interest rate environment, especially right now with how things have been laid out. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen in the near future because they're talking about even cutting the Fed funds rate even more right now, which I think is pretty interesting. But we're going to see how that is going to affect interest rates because from what we've seen, because of a high buyer's demand, they really don't foresee interest rates to go down unless they do some monetary easing. So that is all to see here in the future. But at the same time, it has a lot of people on the sidelines. So today we're going to break down truly just the advantages that you have with a VA home loan, which we do a ton on this channel around. But we're also going to talk about FHA loans because they are a great option depending on your circumstance. So again, we're going to break that down. Now, when it comes to using your VA home loan benefit, I am a huge fan of it. But oftentimes what we'll see talking with viewers that watch your channel and reach out is that veterans get steered away from using their VA home loans into, let's say, FHA loans. And in those cases, when you're being steered away because of bad advice or because a lender doesn't do that program, that is very negative. You should be able to kind of plan out which program works for you, how you're stacking different products as well. Because you also have non-government agency loans like conventional loans, both Fannie and Freddie that you can use. And there's also USDA loans that exist from a federal side. So, which also brings up a current debate that's going on is should FHA loans allow for no money down because VA loans and USDA loans do allow for zero money down. I believe if they open that up for FHA, that would be an instant game changer across the country. Now, FHA loans have more limitations, I would say, compared to a VA home loan, and definitely compared to a conventional loan because you look at them a little bit different. And also, we're into this transition period 24 into 25. And so there's a couple things you need to be aware of as you go through your home buying journey and as markets shift. Because again, maybe it might take you from being on the sideline to getting into the market right now. So let me break down a couple things with FHA loans and primarily how they work. So the loan limits for FHA loans varies based on the county and it varies widely across the country. So I'm going to show you guys a tool here in a second on how to search for what your area is. Another key component to it is that it allows for a 3.5% down payment pretty much across the board. Now, the one downside with FHA loans is private mortgage insurance lasts for the life of the mortgage if you put less than 10% down. If you put 10% or more down, then it gets reduced and it actually falls off at some point. Now, that's the argument for a lot of people on why they don't want to get an FHA loan. Plus, you have an upfront mortgage insurance premium you have to pay. And again, it depends on the loan size and a couple other factors to that. So that could be a negative piece to that. But it opens up homeownership for a couple of reasons. One, it has looser credit requirements. Two, it allows for higher debt to income ratio than a conventional loan. And you're also able to buy a multifamily property with a 3.5% down. And loan limits change based on the how many units a property is. So if you're buying a single unit compared to a 4-unit, normally you're going to see a big increase in that because typically multifamilies are more expensive. And again, I'm going to show you guys here in a second what that looks like. And the argument for the private mortgage insurance being on the life of the loan, look guys, most people refinance their home loans at some point. Now, if you're comparing that against a VA loan, right? VA loan has no money down option unless you have multiple VA home loans. Then you may have to go into, and I do have a video for that you guys could check out on my channel, VA Housing Education. Again, tons of information around the program itself. And so we want to mix it up because not everyone is going to use a VA home loan off the bat, because again, it may not make sense for your overall big picture. And we're going to be doing more investment strategy videos here coming into 2025, talking about how you can leverage different loan products to actually build wealth and get more doors, which is basically having, let's say in a 4-unit building, you have 4 doors, is what they call it in real estate investing. So let me switch over and show you guys how to check the county limit for you. And again, if they do come up with a 0% down option for FHA across the board, I think, again, it's going to be a big game changer. So I'm going to link this. I'm going to link this in the description below. But basically, what you guys see is that you can sort by county and by state, right? So let's say you go to Illinois, you go to, let's say, Cook County, and then you want to search what the limits are going to be. So here it clearly is going to tell you that if you're buying a single family home, it's $498,254, and if you're buying up to a 4-unit family, then it's $958,350. So that obviously is going to be a big change. And something that you want to keep in mind is that these numbers do get updated. So make sure that you're checking this as you're going through the home buying process, especially leading up to next year. So let's take a look at another county and see what changes there. Because again, this is going to be pretty significant changes. So here you see it is an insanely large increase from the 400 and some thousand to 1,149,825. Now these numbers are matching up with one, it's in a high balance area. 2, these numbers are very close to what it is for the conforming loan limit. So let me show you guys that, because again, you want to understand how these options affect your home buying journey for that. So let's just say put Arlington, Virginia, and see what the loan limit. And this is really hard to see, by the way, guys. But when I'm looking at it, the single family, 2-unit, 3-unit, and 4-unit loan amounts match up exactly to this, which is another important part, because as of next year, those limits are also going up. So again, check that, because I believe they're going up to, for single family units, it's going up to $806,500 for regular areas like we showed you in Cook County. And then the high balance areas, like I'm showing you right now, it goes from $1,149,825 to $1,209,750. So again, that gives you more purchasing power. Another what? $59,000, which is pretty significant, especially if you have multiple VA home loans. That's why it's important to understand how you're structuring your loan and what you're really trying to do with it, so you can actually qualify and do the best that you can. Which again, if you're thinking about going into some type of investment strategy, or hey, I want to buy multiple properties over time, schedule a call with me. I'm happy to walk through. Everyone's situation is unique to their own. And, you know, we've met a lot of military members that have PCS and build a lot of wealth around home ownership. Even in today's market, there's a lot of opportunities that exist that people just don't take advantage of because they just don't know about it. And I'll leave you guys with just one final thought around this, is that it always requires planning when you're trying to buy a property. If you're a year out from home ownership, that's the time that you want to get a pre-approval, so you're not wasting time down the line. Unfortunately, too often I run across people that call me that are having an issue qualifying for a home loan, or they get a pre-approval and the lender misqualified them for a pre-approval. And that's okay, because over time, you can either fix credit or your financial position. Some veterans are waiting for VA disability to come through or getting an increase. Others are waiting to transition out of the military to get into jobs where they're going to stay for a while, right? Because we all know that from an active duty standpoint, you're moving around all the time, and homeownership creates stability. So make sure you guys check out the rest of the channel, and I'll catch you guys soon.